So noonday rolls around, and the wagons all get ready to head out. And this journey is expected to take as much as 2 months, depending on the troubles of the road. Knowing the Sword Coast as you all do, it is very unlikely for there to be completely uneventful. That's always the hope, but it's the reason why you're hired is because there is some expected level of danger throughout the actual trip itself. And as you leave out, you will all be kind of going through a series of cycles in which you know, are expected to be on guard a lot of the time, and there's wagoners who keep track of stuff, and so they have, depending on the goings on of the day, they kind of have rotations amongst all the guards for all the merchants. They kind of have, you know, they collaborate a little bit, so that there's always kind of someone on watch at all hours of the day and night. And you will continue to revolve around some kind of schedule as you volunteer for some or for others. As you head out, you will notice over the first week of journey, nothing awry takes place. You kind of keeping tabs on the people that are surrounding, that are traveling with you. You know what you're supposed to be looking for specifically, having to deal with the cultists and the like. It doesn't take very much insight to know that those wagons in the back of all the various standoffish people, while not blazonly to anyone else, are known to be we are cultists or anything like that. They just seem to be very standoffish people, but those are by far your direct suspicion of who would be cultists if anyone in the caravan is. And you know, you kind of keep tabs over them over the long run. Now, some things you notice, even though you're a very slow-moving wagon train that's traveling north, you still overtake several people on foot, and it is very common throughout this trip that people will, hey, you know, for a couple pennies, can I ride on your wagon for a little ways down the road? And this, I mean, it happens regular enough. There's plenty of extra space on several of the different wagons, and particularly the covered ones that have the Teamsters and such, for other people to ride along. And so, as you know, as the wagon train passes by, you'll notice that like, all of the wagoners, all of the merchants, this is common practice. They do that. None of the cultists, or what you assume to be the cultists, none of those wagons in the back ever accept anybody ever. They don't want anybody on their wagons. They don't want anybody near the wagons. They don't want to talk to anybody. That's pretty blatant as far as your travels are concerned. Across that first week, you have no incidents. Is there anything that you'd like to be doing specifically over that first week of travel?
If the opportunity presents itself, I would like to discreetly wild shape into a spider and maybe spin a web under one of those wagons where the people are all keeping them to themselves, if I can do so without being seen.
Yeah, that situation could arise, especially at nighttime when the wagons are stopped. You could easily go into the woods, wild shape where no one would see you, and then come back and do that.
So that I have a spot that I can go to at night and just kind of sit as a spider and listen, see if I can overhear anything.
On nights that you're not particularly on guard, where you're expected to be public and visible, or anything like that.
Yes.
That's totally.
Yes, exactly.
You'll also have found a little bit more about each of your companions, particularly those that have hired you on. you'll find that La is a little bit. He's a bit flirty, but he's actually rather honorable, and he's not actually intending um, anything beyond the services at which you were hired for directly to actually guard the wagons. He's actually very, through many conversations about what he does and why he does it, he's found to be very ambitious as far as merchantism is concerned. He is very good with his expenditures. He started with nothing. He's very good at reading what to buy, when to buy, where to send it to. He's actually become fairly prominent from that interactions along the way. You'll have found that the human merchant, whose last name is Ulyelton, is pretty much a douche. I mean, across the board, everyone dislikes him, but they can't help but see, that he has this prominence in business, where he has all of this, outwardly, he has all of these things and these huge number of wagons and all these goods and a large amount of them. He's very brash, overly judgmental. In fact, he's really the Donald Trump of your particular caravan.
Oh, good.
He's loud and obnoxious, and he doesn't care about who he pisses off. Is very uncivilized in the things that he says, and very unrefined in general. And you can find that he's extremely sexist. He's extremely judgmental. Along the way, it becomes clear to everyone. Most people try to avoid him, as far as that goes. It also comes out that the reason why he is the biggest and the best, is again a very similar circumstance, is because Daddy is actually the biggest and the best, and he just is kind of piggybacking off of his inheritance, so to speak.
And he hired the 2 female warriors, right?
Correct, and Wolfen. Of which he verbally abuses daily. He yells at them, calls them lazy, including Wolfen. He calls them lazy and not worth the money he's paying for them, and if something actually bad happens, they'll likely just be cowering in fear instead of rising to the occasion. Constantly just being an ass for pretty much no reason.
I would go and socialize with those 2 ladies when they get breaks and see how they're holding up. I feel bad for them.
But you have time to be a spider.
There was a lot of downtime.
Mm-hmm. He said we're going to be on the road for 2 months. Give or take.
But are you a girl's girl?
You'll find that they're very weathered. They're very hard, both on the inside and outside. They just don't pay him any mind. He's paying them a wage, they're doing a job, they're good at their job. Despite whatever the fact that they're girls or whatever, they're very, very capable. And they'll just say that they've dealt with worse, and they'll leave it at that.
Fair enough.
You might say that they've actually dealt with, they'll put some emphasis on we've dealt with worse.
Oh, I have no doubt they could take care of themselves if they needed to.
Edhelri Lewell is the moon elf. And she's mostly got exotic woods and things from a jungle of chult for the master carpenters and cabinet makers of Waterdeep to turn into exquisite furniture. In general, she's very luxurious, and carries herself with an air of authority that almost itself demands respect.
I'm sorry, Dad. What was the name on that one?
Edhelry Lewell. It's in the list from the NPCs from the notes, but that's how you would say it.
Got it.
And she's the one that hired the Pole and TX. And she's bringing exotic woods to be made in for master carpenters of Waterdeep. She is generally impatient with people. She just expects to get, she says a commander says something, she just expects it to be taken at full value and obeyed if it's a command. She's not really willing to put up with a bunch of shenanigans, typically. But when it comes to animals and her team, she's overly caring and make sure that they have much higher comforts than almost anyone else on the team, as she thinks that looking out for them as no one else will. Something that has been noticed. And while on the opposite, again, back to our human male merchant, just like he treats his employees, he treats his animals even worse. Not usually willing to give them the rest that every other merchant agrees that the whole caravan needs to stop because it's time to rest them. You have to travel typically 6 days, about 15 miles a day, and then on the every 6 days of hauling, they need an entire day for recovering just of the pulling of the pack animals and stuff. So he's very upset about that, wants to push them further. He doesn't make sure that they're well brushed, doesn't make sure that they're well managed, barely well fed. He whips them a lot.
He and I might have a problem. We may have words.
So far it's just been general misconduct, but hasn't been, so overly ridiculous that they've been. I mean, their existence is somewhat tortured, yet not so bad that you'd be calling calling protective services for the animals. That's not quite at that level. It's just a very harsh and unforgiving master. And let's see. The half-elf Bade is very charismatic. He's a talker. He's a wine and diner. He's the one transporting ale from one place to another. In itself, selling ale in another place is a horrible business, and it's pretty evident to everyone that that's just a bad business model, because everybody makes their own ale. My ale is not so much better that shipping it 2 months north is going to be a worthwhile purchase. His entire reason for joining the caravan is to sell to the caravan. And he wants, he's looking after everybody, patting everybody on the shoulder. How's your day? Trying to chit-chat with everybody, getting to know them, being very friendly, making sure everyone's well off. Is there anything he can get for them? Being very amenable, as well as just overly good-natured. His hired merchant, his hired guard rather, exactly the opposite. Tyjet, the female shield dwarf. Everyone knows to stay clear of her. She's quick to anger, quicker to resort to her blades when something sets her off. Although she's very, not only is she good with them, but she's also very direct. She's very honest, and she'll tell you why you made her mad. She'll be honest about any question you ask her. That's something that you notice real well. Just you want to avoid her at all costs, but She's very upfront about everything that makes her mad and beyond. The pole is just a hulking Goliath of a man. He's just known for his size. He's very skilled with his axe. And he doesn't talk very much. Almost a couple of words a day at most. Very, very quiet. But when he does talk, everyone around him listens. It's very commanding. It's not that every word he says is a command, but just when he speaks, you can't help but feel that you have to, that your attention is demanded, and you're kind of overcome by the need to want to listen to whatever it is he says when he says it. As far as a couple of your ongoing passengers, you have Green Imsa, who is has green in her name for a reason. That's more of a nickname because she's been cursed with something that makes her entirely green. Her hair, her skin color, her nails, eye color, every single thing about her is green from head to toe. But she is a regular human female, so it's not a racial thing as so much it is she's actually under some kind of magic that has made her this way, and so she's going to Waterdeep in search of a remedy for her condition. That's her reason for being along. There is another human male named Aldor who was a lawyer by training. You can just feel skeezy every time he talks. I mean, this is like very Better Call Saul esque feeling every time you talk to him. You know that he was a lawyer. He's very skeevy. Just everything he says is pretty much by demeanor alone expected to be a lie, expected to be underhanded, expected to be something that's just not good in nature. And he's leaving Baldur's Gate to go anywhere that just isn't Baldur's Gate. And over the first week, you can hear a lot of gossip and rumors coming about that he's leaving because of reasons of scandal. And he's just trying to flee the city. Alright, looking for my notes here.
Probably slept with an innkeeper's daughter or something like that. I understand.
There is a male rock gnome who's the third prominent traveler. You've managed to gather that his name is Radisair Parathon. Radisair Parathon. But he eats by himself, he keeps to himself, he doesn't speak to anyone hardly. He's not particularly like mean or rude or anything like that. He's just very shy, keeping to himself. Doesn't talk to anyone. He just sits in the back of the wagon staring kind of wistfully at the road gone by. The only time that anything seems to ever pique his interest is when a couple of the Wagoneers get at a game of chance, such as dice or something of the like, and then he will participate. Alright, so that's all the kind of background description. Made it through the first week without event. Is there anything else besides, anyone else besides Rowan that wants to be doing anything in particular? Have you had your little bit of general knowledge gathering? Just from cordial conversation, but nothing too intense yet. Anything else you'd like to do?
If it's only the first of many legs of the trip, I won't be doing anything to other than, look after the wagon I'm assigned to.
Yep, just doing my job.
I'll probably find a way to hang out with the rock gnome as much as possible since he's so quiet.
Yep, he just spends most of his days sitting on the back of one of the wagons, kind of watching the road go by. And so it's easy to sit next to him. And, you know, you can sit next to him. He's not going to be rude and kind of tell you to go away or anything like that. He's just not going to, you know, you try to slip in a few words of conversation here or there. And he might, you know, affirm or deny with, you know, simple grunts and nods and a yep or nope here or there. But in general, he's almost impossible to strike up any meaningful conversation with, at least so far.
Thane's happy with that.
Okay, so now that we have made it about a week travel down the road, we made it far enough away from Baldur's Gate that the merchants are and other guards are starting to be a little more alert. Now that we're far enough away from the city, that it's more likely that something strange will happen, or potentially. There's plenty of little pockets of civilization along the road, small roadside inns, little towns, little villages, or just little mini settlements next to the road with, you know, like general goods or a place for travelers to stay, things like that. That's fairly common. Farms galore. As you move further away, it's a little less populated, and those things become more sparse from one town to the next.
As we pass by any buildings or like, I'm guessing farms, I'd be looking at like the gates and fence poles and things like that for any thieves can't, for warnings or anything like that. Or even, what's the opposite of warning?
Boon?
Boons, perhaps. Or friendly people up ahead type thing.
Good
I'd be looking
omen.
for those things. Yeah, I'm looking for those type of things.
As part of your surveillance, you take stock that there is at least 12 what would be considered guards for the wagons in the back. That is your tally. There are 9 other cloaked passengers that are just private travelers. And so, just a few days north, or rather just after that first week of traveling north, you start entering the place that is known as the Fields of the Dead.
Sounds ominous.
Yeah. It is known to be a pretty dangerous section, of which there are it's the common wisdom that it's a very bad idea to light a fire. Particularly as you're kind of going sloping up and down across these rolling hills. It's a really bad idea to light fires at night. At least those that would attract, that could be seen for much distance, as the light attracts monsters from miles around. That's the common wisdom anyway. You hear people whispering about it as you're moving forward. Crossing this territory is going to take several days, maybe almost as much as a whole other week, and while in this region, you can see particularly that the merchants and the wagoneers and everyone is particularly on edge.
And as traveling merchants, they all know this. Nobody's going to try and do anything stupid with lighting fires.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. we heard what kind of monsters we could expect around here?
A lot of it's folklore. So some of it's, you hear about bandits and monsters and goblins and ghosts and ghouls and undead and skeletons and armies of who knows what. And at some points, it's hard to tell what is, is there legitimate danger? Is there any specific types of things in the area? It's just a very more wild, untamed area, and it has been known historically to have things that do happen. A couple of raiding camps here or there, especially from stuff in the mountains or from off to the sides, way out out in the wild area where there might be dens of things such as kobolds and goblins and hobgoblins and a lot of things like that. But it's very rare for there to be some kind of event like that to take place. Although not so rare that it's unheard of. People are just particularly wary because the probability here is much higher than in most other places.
Right.
That and a lot of the extra stories that people are told, just, the kind of ghost story type stuff. Just kind of spreads the fear.
So are we following the coastway up to Dragonsphere?
That's correct.
Okay.
You'll have 2 large prominent towns that you'll pass through. You'll be a couple of small villages and things along the way. It's called small settlements, really. But Dragonspear, Daggerford are the only 2 large towns between you and Waterdeep. Made it a couple of days through the Fields of the Dead. They expect, we're making pretty good time so far, that there's not likely to be anything else hereafter, it seems, but it should only be a couple more days through, and it made it this far seems pretty good. And so the general attitude and liveliness seems to increase as time moves on.
Figure since I made it this far, I'll just keep on.
Now made it another 3 full days through the Fields of the Dead. Now we are just a day or so out of the Fields of the Dead before you start hitting out of the rolling hills more into the mount as the territory itself starts to become more mountainous and steep, coming out of the more flat with rolling hills to now actually prominent hills up and down here as we're heading into the region known as the Troll Claws, just because of the shape and juttingness of the mountains that this pass has to travel through. On the 6th day, however, the caravan has been traveling for a few hours after they got up and reassembled. And it's not quite noon yet, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. You come upon what you see to be another caravan that you're making headway on up above. So from this distance far out, all you can see is that there actually is another caravan that you're actually managing to encroach onto or can get closer to as time goes on.
They're traveling the same direction we are?
Yes, seems to be. Or it's hard to tell, especially at this distance, but it doesn't seem like they're coming towards you by any means.
And we're just at the foot of the mountains?
Correct.
Can I go Panther and stealth ahead and check them out?
You very much can, yes. With the hills and the tall grass and stuff off of the road, it gets kind of wild pretty quickly off the road. A mix of light trees, no dense forest or anything like that, but some tall grass, rolling hills, a little more speckled with trees than the area that you'd come from south of El Toril. Across, from Greenest to El Toril, how it was all just flat, perfectly flat, no trees anywhere down there. They're a little more sporadic here. You make pretty good. Yeah, you can jump ahead pretty easily. The wagon train itself's moving quite slowly, and you make your way forward very stealthily. As you start to get closer, you start hearing a clamor up ahead. Roll a perception to see kind of what details you're seeing, hearing and seeing. You're a good 10-15 minutes north of where the rest of your caravan is, and you start hearing this clamor, and your keen senses are definitely picking up on it. So you kind of make your way out of the edge of the grass and see, kind of more what's going on. That wagon train that you saw, you can see that it is halted, and that a lot of the cargo is set off to the side and jammed underneath, and there are several small beings that are attacking people that are holding underneath. They're being harried around by those small beings that you really can't make out at this distance. They're using those crates and those things underneath the wagons, as they're all underneath there, trying to shield themselves from what's taking place up ahead.
Can I smell them? I have keen smell as a panther.
Not at this distance. We're still a good bit out.
Can I see how many of them there are? The little things that are attacking the wagons?
Yeah, let me double check real quick. Yeah, you can see 6 or 7 easily. You can just barely see. These tend to be some kind of humanoid, maybe more goblinoid. Still kind of hard to tell. You can see that they got at this distance. You see how they've got the like crates stacked up around, and you can see people with crossbows underneath. And there's quite a few underneath the wagons themselves. These creatures are not so much assaulting them directly as they look to be more laying some kind of siege, occasionally firing bows or crossbows, something that keeps clinking against the crate, but none of them are approaching very closely. Most likely due to the defensive position and the fact that the people under the wagons are armed with crossbows.
Are any of the small things kind of stragglers away from the rest? I'm wondering if I could go up and kill one.
No, they seem to be in groups of 3 or 4 on either side of the wagons.
Alright, I'll run back to our caravan then.
Okay, yeah, so you spend just a minute or two, and get back. Are you gonna stay in Panther form when you get back, or?
No, I'm going to find my people, TX, Fane, and Morn, and drop my wild shape, I guess, and tell them that I saw the other caravan under attack from several small creatures, could be goblins.
Alright, so you managed to get back. They all happen to be awake and not on their particular rest cycle, as luck would have it. I managed to gather them all quite quickly and let them know that there is another caravan that's being sieged 10-15 minutes up the road. That's why we seem to be gaining on them. And as you start explaining to those around you, the merchants are like, "Oh goodness, what is it? Are we in danger too? How do we deal with that?"
We're fine. They're focused on the other caravan at the moment. I think if we leave half the guards here, and then some of us can go up and aid the other caravan, it will eliminate any danger to us and also help them out.
You can see a couple of the merchants immediately, as everyone's the trains kind of come to a halt here, and then people are getting off and moving forward. You can see a couple of the merchants now are saying, "Oh, yeah, we should definitely do something, because that their being there is a danger to us too. But we definitely can't stay unguarded. Particularly
No, some people should stay behind.
the moon elf is very adamant that the pole stays with her to protect her, what is her and what is hers. Like, anyone else that wants to go, you can go, but he stays here to protect me. A couple of the other merchants are kind of resounding some of the same sentiment. They know that something needs to be dealt with, but they want to keep some people back to guard. So they ask, who's going to go? Who's going to take care of this for us? Earn your wages. Now's the time.
I'm going.
Me too.
I'm gonna poke the giant and say you're gonna miss out on an interesting fight.
Because you look down. I get paid either way.
Ooh, that's cold.
Alright, wish me luck, and off I go.
You three?
And me.
More going too?
Why not? Morn's bored. He's tired of this asshole.
The female dwarf is all about wanting to go too, but since you four have already gone forward, the ale merchant is like, whoa. There's no one left to protect mine. I only have you. You have to do your job by yourself. And then you see, like, the female dwarf is very pinned up on combination of duty and just wanting to get in a fight. So eventually it doesn't take too much time for the merchant to convince her to stay, although you can tell that it was a bit of a struggle for her. So the four of you make your way north. Let me see if I got it.
We're just running.
Apparently, I forgot my Wheaties today.
Oh man. Map's not showing up. Okay. No, we'll use this generic one for the time. Pay no attention to the fire, there is no fire.
I got a runtime error. I don't know if this means anything. It doesn't seem frozen or anything.
I got a map. I didn't get anything. Negative.
Try going to, this one's called, to the images and maps. This one's called Stragglers. See if you can just click on that to open it.
No, it says runtime error, unable to save file images stragglers to cache. Please restart Fantasy Grounds and reset cache on launch screen before rejoining.
Oh no. That might be... Everybody else get the map to open?
Mine's working.
Mine's
I
great.
guess I'll be right back.
Okay,
Yep.
Turn it off and back on again. Let's see.
L-O-R-T.
Is that gonna mean I'm gonna have to re-download everything if I reset the cache?
Shouldn't. Hope not.
No, I got that connection error earlier when I tried connecting with Dread. I just had to close Fantasy Grounds and open it up again.
Okay, I'll just try restarting it. Oh, it says username is already in use.
Oh, you all kinds of broke it today.
Oh no! Am I still showing up in your guys' game?
You just said
You just
disconnected.
left.
Just left? Okay, I'll try again.
Okay, it's saying you're connecting. Did not say that before.
Yes, this should be working, I think. Here we go.
Okay, so as everyone approaches, you can see ahead. These are actually, as you get closer, these are actually hobgoblins. They're all under the direction, all seem to be taking orders from someone acting as their captain. They are not actively like assaulting They are just holding back.
Oh, I got an error again, but now it's for the hobgoblins.
Stop breaking things. It's for the
Are they just not letting? Are they just not letting the caravan pass?
They've got it under siege at the moment. So like the horses, the horses are gone, scattered. And they've got stuff. They're sitting underneath the wagon, and they got all these crates off of the wagon that are around. So they may have attacked them. Then the horses fled, and then now they've bunkered up underneath. They're kind of being just basically in siege at the time being. Every now and then a bolt will fly one way or the other, but kind of seem to be holding their pace on either side currently. There we go. These back up against the trees. These are kind of hiding back in the rock. So this map was not intended for this purpose. I can't actually get my map to load. I found for this, so we'll use this one. We'll do it in a pinch. And Rowan, you can't get nothing's loading for you at all. It's not like or images, but the hobgoblins aren't loading on top of it.
It gave me the error about the hobgoblins, and then it loaded the hobgoblins, but it still won't load the map. So I was gonna try doing the reset cache thing.
Okay.
If I can find it. I can still see on the Twitch stream though, if you guys want to go ahead.
Alright, I drug all of your portraits onto the map. Technically, there's no trees behind you. It's all just straight roadway up and down, but you can get the picture. They're coming here on the edge of the map. You can see what's going on up ahead.
You already moved our portrait?
Yeah, we're down at the bottom. You just have, it's not a square map, so you have to move the map up and down.
If you zoom all the way out, at least that's what I was able to do, zoom all the way out and then move the map all the way to the bottom, you should be able to see the hobgoblins, what is the wagon, and you guys all at the same time.
I got it now.
Okay, cool. And the first thing we'll have to do is roll initiative.
We suck.
Does he download a million things this time?
No.
Okay.
I couldn't find the I couldn't find where to clear the cache, so I just tried restarting so I can at least roll initiative.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't know how to do that either. That's never come up for me. I don't know if that's just a local file you have to delete and then reconnect and then it... I don't know. I don't know how that works. Ooh. Okay. Well, that happened. That's right. You're really good at that. Anyway,
Mhm.
we're all decent, so... Yeah, the hobgoblins all have long swords and long bows. They're wearing chainmail and shield. Their commander is in half plate with no shield, and he's wielding as a giant greatsword with javelin on his back.
Did you say they had crossbows, or that the people inside had crossbows? Or underneath?
Yep, the people underneath have crossbows. They kind of seem to
So
be
they just-
more barricaded behind things, and the crossbows just barely sticking out. They're not, since most of the hobgoblins have longbows on either side. They're trying not to expose anything, even just to take aim. As the hobgoblins themselves are kind of ducked behind a little bit of cover, high grass and around some trees, or behind some rocks on the other side there. So they're kind of both each one kind of sitting in cover compared to one or the other for the time being. And Rowan's up first.
Okay, let's go direwolf.
Okay, direwolf. Okay, so 22. Let me remember that. All right, so as you kind of run up on them and you kind of get close and you start seeing the better details of the situation as it unveils, you just in mid stride as you're running, just kind of take an extra long leap of it, like a little hop of a step, and then in mid air, you bones crunch and the magic envelops you as you land on all four and continue to run in full direwolf shape. Okay, it's your turn.
I have 50-foot movement as a direwolf, and I can't see the squares on the board. Can I reach the hobgoblins?
Oh, can't see the squares on the board? Let's see.
Yeah. I can see the hobgoblins and I can see us, I just don't see, like, the background.
I think you're exactly 50 away from the front right hobgoblin. Let me double check one more time. 45 feet away, yeah. So you could definitely make that.
Alright, I'm going to him.
Yep. So yeah, it starts off. You just take off as you're running.
Oh, man.
You come skidding right through the rocks as you start making your way. They're enough of sizable bit that you have to kind of be careful of how you're stepping and moving around them as you kind of slide into a halt right here as you try to bite into the hobgoblin. It just kind of ducks behind the rock a little bit, and you just bite into air right where he was just a moment before.
Yeah, and I'll need to get you to move me forward again. But you're cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, I hope I don't. Been having so much internet trouble the last little bit.
Apparently, I accidentally targeted everything on the map. Whoops.
Okay, there we go. Is it better now? Hey, can we hear? I can hear. If I can hear.
I hear you just fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think we had a little hiccup there.
And I have targeted everything on the map somehow.
So the hobgoblins, they see you kind of taking charge and running after them, and right as you go to bite into your friend, into one of their friends rather, that first hobgoblin is going to turn and fire towards you with his longbow that he had trained on the wagon in the middle. A huge longbow pulls way back, letting fire. He reaches back real far. These huge longbows lets fly. Just having with the other hobgoblin just dodging out of the way kind of leaves you exposed as that the actual arrow comes piercing in and right at the top of your shoulder, right above your where your actual leg connects into the main part of your body, with your head tilted off to the right as it was biting at that dude. Kind of leaving you a little bit exposed, and it digs in pretty deep and give it a little yelp as it bites in. It hurts. That's right, TX's turn.
I'm gonna get as close as I can to them, and then bring out the old crossbow.
Okay. They would be considered as having half cover if you want to hit a -2 to attack any attack made with a ranged weapon.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna do the hex first, actually.
Okay.
Let's see if I remember how to do.
Okay, targeting Hobgoblin 3, it says. Okay. Yeah, should work.
Wicked.
That was with the -2. Okay, yep. Okay, yeah, you come chasing after Rowan's direwolf form and as it kind of ducks out of the way of her biting into it, you come running up right behind her, firing the crossbow right at it, anticipating its movement, hitting it square right in the chest.
Sweet, that did work.
You should have gotten your sneak attack too.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Yeah, if she's right beside it, or within, threatening it, yeah, then yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure there's a 30-foot range on the sneak attack, and you're
No. It's just, if I have disadvantage, then bad. But, I shouldn't have disadvantage. Half covered doesn't give disadvantage.
No, it's not about the disadvantage. Yeah, it's either if you have advantage or if you have an ally within 5 feet. Yeah, I don't think it has the 30-foot requirement for the range sneak attacks like the older editions did. That's right.
No. I'll just do that thing. There, an extra 1 damage. If you want to hit that.
Yep, it's been applied.
Okay, that's good for me. And screw all you guys, I hit something with a hex.
The other hobgoblin's going to kind of advance a little bit and try to take an uppercut swing with his big longsword. Between the rocks and his friend, he just can't get in edgewise as you're able to just kind of duck out of the way. Their captain, clad in the half-plate, is going to advance. Swing over with a huge overhanded arcing swing with his greatsword. I'm going to try to cut right across your side there. He kind of spent with the trying to put all the extra effort into the actual swing itself. Throws him off balance a little bit, easily letting you kind of dodge out of the way. Mid-swing, he turns very quickly as he's doing this giant downward cleave, misses with that, and then seeing that he misses, he turns the direction of the blade and tries to cut backwards, laterally along your side. Having ducked out of the way of the first one, though, his wild swing off to the side, you'd already just made too much distance, and as he tries to slash that way, it just cuts air. As the point, you can hear it whistle real close to the front of your face, but that's all it does is cut the air right beside you. It manages to be ineffective. Hobgoblin 3 had his longbow out. He's just going to drop that on the ground with you right in front of him and draw out his longsword and try to stab at you from around the rock that he was mostly hiding behind. And missing wildly.
Dodgy wolf.
Yeah, you are all over the place. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha. If they were working together and coordinating their attacks a little better, it would have been different. But you come at you one at a time, you're able to perceive their movements and dodge all of them, which makes it more stern. What are you doing?
I am going to run up and past. And dash in behind the goblins, like so, and take a dodge action. Or dodge,
You
what's it
wouldn't
called?
be able to take the dodge action because you used your dash as your action.
Okay.
Okay, so you ran, used your movement, and then
And
you
I
use
use a
your
flurry,
action.
but I'll use a key point. I'll use a key point. And, oh wait, I think I have to attack first. Use a key point.
To use the... Yeah, you immediately after taking the attack action for the flurry of blows. But you can use a key point for patient defense, which allows you to take the dodge action as a bonus action by using the key point.
Yes, I'll do that.
Or likewise, you could have used the key point for your dash action.
Swiftness or whatever.
Step of the wind. To use a key
Mhm.
point to get the dash action as a bonus action.
So you could dash and attack or dash and dodge. Pick one.
Dash and dodge.
Okay. Which means that it is Fane's turn.
Yes, and you said there are trees on the left where these other hobgoblins are at, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Could you draw it out for me so I know where the tree line is?
Basically everything south of the line there. There's just those basically 3 trees that they're and around the edge of here on the left. All the trees that are not those 3 trees aren't actually there.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Thank you. So I'm going to move, and then I'm going to use my crossbow.
So you
And then,
yeah, so you go charging up there and it comes skidding to a halt as you let loose an arrow from a short bow. The hobgoblin turns, takes his sword, the long sword that he's got, and then just deflects it out of the way, knocking the arrow harmlessly to the ground as he snarls at you.
alright, and then I'm going to dash towards this tree close to me.
Okay. Okay, you're gonna just kind of run in, get behind it, pop behind it like it's full cover there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the map doesn't quite go that far over, but that's definitely there, something you can do. Hobgoblin 6 that had his longsword that just deflected that arrow out of the midair is going to come charging after you. And you duck under it just as the longsword thunks digs into the tree for just a moment as he sits there kind of snarling at you hanging right over the top of you. Hobgoblin 4 is going to kind of come charging up with his longbow still drawn. Fire at TX. That arrow just misses wildly. Hobgoblin 5 is going to run forward, turn, spin towards Fane, and fire an arrow, which gets jumbled up in the brush of the tree, bounces off a branch, and skips harmlessly off into the woods.
Alright, I'm gonna use my wild shape heal.
Okay.
Yes!
Oh, okay. Good answer. Is that? I guess it's level 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I smell blood, so I'm gonna attack that one.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
Damn it, these guys have high AC.
I got the chainmail, and they've got the shields. Actually, wait, which one did you do?
Should have been
Hobgoblin
3.
3. Yeah, he has the shield drawn. Yep. So I didn't actually make adjustment for those that have the longbows out.
Alright, that's it for me.
Yeah, do remind me when you attack one, if you attack one that does have a longbow out, they don't have their shield currently equipped. So
Right,
add a
okay.
+2 to anything that's what Hobgoblin 3 does. The captain doesn't have a shield. Let's see, 2 and 3 have a shield on, and 6 has a shield on. 1, 4, and 5 have longbows at the moment. Okay, so that was your
That's it for
bonus
me.
action in action? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Now being harried by Morn, the Hobgoblin 1's going to just drop his bow on the ground, draw his sword and shield, and then turn and attack Morn.
No, please don't ignore me!
Missing wildly as Morn just kind of ducks and dodges out of the way as the blade arcs harmlessly in front of him. His DX's turn.
Can you describe the terrain we're on?
It's mostly just the bare road that is beaten dirt, and then on the edge of either road there's a couple of trees over on the far left side over near Fane, and then there's rocks, and then behind, on further off the map to the east, the rocks kind of give way to tall grass and some shrubbery.
Okay, so fairly dry road that we're on.
Yeah.
Alright, what I want to do is I want to kind of run towards the direwolf, Rowan. And while I'm running, I kind of want to kick up dust and dirt and stuff to kind of create like a cloud of dust. And then kind of hide behind, kind of do like a hide amongst the dust and behind the dog, so I can make an attack from there.
You can certainly try. Alright, so let's see. In order to be able to shuffle, dig up enough dust in the air. I guess the shuffling and the kicking of dirt while running. Let's go ahead and make that an acrobatics roll. Let's see how effective you are at digging up the dirt and making that happen. Yeah, it's been almost 2 whole weeks since there's been any rain in this particular area, and it's particularly dry, dusty dirt road. And as you begin to just shuffle your feet along, little whiffs of dirt start, dust starts flying up and around, and as you just start flailing wildly, looking a little crazy as you do so. Yeah, there's a pretty decent amount of obscuring dirt for just a few moments as it starts wisping around.
Okay. So basically, after I kick up that dirt, I guess I'd want to ready in action as soon as the dirt uh, begins to settle, and I get a shot or I get a view of um, any one of the goblins. Can I do any one of the goblins?
Yeah, that's fine.
Any
Yeah.
one of the goblins, that's where I'm going to shoot at.
Okay. And you said you're attempting to be stealthy in the cloud of dust, right? I mean, that's the idea. Go ahead and do a stealth roll as well. See how effective that is at being stealth. Okay.
I guess that'd be my cunning action, the stealth.
Correct. Yeah. And then so you're ready in your action. Okay. Yep. That's it. The captain is going to bark an order, and you can see in direct response, Hobgoblin 2 is going to begin circling around towards the back of the direwolf.
Okay, so I'm guessing that's going to be the first dude I see.
Yep, and then as soon as he does that, there's still a little bit of wisp in the area, but because he's moving around to the side, that would trigger your ready action.
Alright, does he see me?
Let me see.
Or do I see him first?
Yeah, you'd have advantage on this attack.
Oh, shitty. Okay.
The hobgoblin looks almost startled, like, oh, shoot. Like, he saw you were there, but the crossbow bolt just whizzes right by his ear as he turns. Then he turns and snarls at you. And then just while he's kind of staring at you, he turns and just slashes wildly with his longsword at the direwolf. Not even really looking. All the while trying to maintain eye contact directly with you. And they shot the crossbow bolt right at him. And that slash that is hardly even looking still puts a lot of strength into it as he kind of leans that direction, still while trying to keep eyes locked on you. Makes contact with Rowan's hindquarters, slashing right along the back of her leg, cutting open a pretty deep gash. The captain, after barking his orders, is now going to take a step away. That would invoke an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
You try to bite at it as he walks away, just kind of puts his gauntlet on your nose and pushes it down as you try to bite on him, as it just takes a step away. He circles behind Morn.
Oh, it's gonna hurt.
You just see as he kind of spins around into position, he arcs his sword over his great sword overhead, and with both hands pulls down with all of his might, chopping, trying to chop directly at you.
Did he have his dodge action on?
No, the last guy removed it.
Oh,
It's only
okay.
for one attack.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Is it for only one attack?
No, I don't think it's for one. No, it should be for.
In my next turn, right? Yeah.
Should be until the beginning of your turn.
Yeah.
You lose the benefit if you're incapacitated. Yeah, until the start of your next turn, any attack roll made against you is disadvantage.
I must have had it coded wrong.
Yeah, so the advantage and the disadvantage would have canceled each other out, and I don't know which one was rolled first. So what I'll do is I'll just roll it as a regular non-critical hit. I think both of them were high, but one of them definitely wasn't a 20. They weren't both 20s for sure. Okay, let me just roll it again and see if I don't want to try to do the roll one that's a regular hit so that it doesn't try to throw a critical at you. I don't know how to clear that.
Just roll damage and then put it back.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Okay, yeah, just rolling the other thing over the top of it got rid of it. So. Yeah, so he goes to, with all of his might, chop down at you overhead. You still manage to dodge out of the way just a little bit, and then it just cuts the tip of just the very tip of the sword cuts down along your shoulder blades, straight down, leaving a small gash all the way down your back. Okay, why did it do that?
Whoa,
That's...
that looked like a lot of dice.
Yeah, that's 2 extra dice here. Let me fix your hit point. Yeah, that was too many dice. It double added their martial advantage ability instead of just once. It did it twice. Okay. We haven't really done much combat lately. We're all super rusty and everything's broken.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting it. It's okay.
We've been storytelling for a long time. Several sessions. Pretty
Yeah.
good times. Alright, Morn, it's your turn. You
I'm gonna
sidestepping that?
step, so yeah. And let's see. Going to attack. The cap. Wait. Oh, why did I roll damage? I did not mean to roll damage.
We're still getting some
Oh,
more
'cause-
errors. Okay, yes, roll your attack.
I missed. Damn.
Okay, so that was your you're attacking with your quarterstaff.
Yep. And then I'm going to use.
You get your you could do a single unarmed strike, or you can use your key point for the double unarmed strike. Or you could use something else with your bonus action.
Yeah. I'm gonna use a. Let's see.
Come on. You gotta make a
Sorry.
decision.
Use a key point to disengage.
Okay. You can definitely do that. Use the key point so that you can disengage as a bonus action. Alright, so you've disengaged. Tumble out of the way and roll.
Remind Direwolf. End
Yep,
turn.
and you can make it that far.
That's as far as I can make it. I was hoping to flank, but I couldn't do it.
You think you could have made it 5 more feet?
He could have made it to the other side, but not further. He's 30 or
could've-
35.
It's got 40
Actually,
foot
yeah,
movement.
I flanked him. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, no,
I
yeah,
flanked
you
him. I made. Yeah, I just took a long way. I counted in a weird order. There.
Okay,
Now he's flanked.
that makes it Fane's turn.
How big are these
All
trees?
alone. She's like, I gotta hide.
They're not overly large, but they're like a standard aged oak tree. Nothing like,
So I
monstrous.
can climb it,
You could, yes.
and it would hold my weight.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely true.
Okay, I want to climb the tree.
Okay, so now you do have one hobgoblin kind of standing over you who just who has taken a swing at you. So if you just try to climb the tree and move up, and moving away from him, he will get a swing at you, unless you use your...
That's fine.
Okay. I can't remember. Do you have any special features that affect climb?
I don't think so. I don't remember any anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't think there's anything like that. So, I'm trying to think if there was a feat that you had taken or something.
No.
Okay, yeah. Then, in order to try to climb the tree, I'll need an athletics roll. Yeah, with the goblin breathing down right on top of you, you feel extra motivated. And it's a pretty easy climbing tree. So you make your way, moving up the tree, and just as you're leaving his range, you provoke an attack of opportunity on from Hobgoblin 6. Who swings wildly at you, but you ducking back and forth along the branches again chops into the branch, failing to make contact with you as you scramble up the tree. At half speed, you can only move like 15 feet up the tree, which is about as high as you feel comfortable without the tree swaying too much as the branches thin up there.
That's okay. And Hobgoblin 5 was attacking TX, correct?
5 attacked you, shot at you. 4 shot at TX.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take my crossbow since he's looking at TX and shoot at Hobgoblin 4. Can I do that from a tree?
Mm-hmm. You could use your... He was trained on TX, and you're up in the top of the tree now. I'd let you use your bonus action to hide from him specifically.
No, to shoot my crossbow.
I know, your bonus action, right? You have your action and your bonus action. You've used your movement, but you still have your bonus action and your action. You could bonus action to hide from him if you wanted to. That's what I was saying.
I don't want to hide.
Okay. Yep, then you can make a regular or straight attack. Works fine. So you fire through your short bow through the branches of the tree. One of the leaves, you hit one of the leaves with the arrow just enough to make it move off track as it flies towards Hobgoblin 4 there. He wasn't really very aware, but it kind of just that change of trajectory just made it miss of its own accord.
Alright, and for my bonus action, can I holster my short bow and pull out my short sword?
Yeah.
My rapier. I apologize.
Yeah, for the rapier. Yeah, you sure could do that.
That's when I want to use my bonus action.
Yeah, because you could normally you could draw, but you couldn't, put away and draw in the same turn. But yeah, bonus action will let you do that, I think. Interact with the object. Okay. Hobgoblin 6 is going to kind of start bear hugging the tree, and you can see him put his weight against it. He's going to try to rock the tree back and forth. I'm going to need you to roll an acrobatics. It's not moving too much at this point. He hasn't got very much momentum going. Just to see if you can hold on to the tree while it's in motion. Okay, yep. So as he starts pushing on the tree, moving it back and forth, and you can hear him grunting and cursing and some other kind of language. You just manage to hold on to the tree as it sways back and forth. Hobgoblin 4 is going to swing a little bit further south, trying to still keep. They look to be keeping some distance from the wagon with the people underneath it, who still, despite your help, are still remaining in completely defensive positions. He's going to fire his longbow at Morn, which Morn would provoke your potential.
Yes. Alright, fire away. Did it not work?
Nope.
I wonder if there's some weirdness happened with the last update.
Yeah, we might need to look into that and see, because I'm pretty sure we had that working.
Yeah.
Yes.
If he ever
We actually
remembered to
tested
apply
it.
it. Yeah. That was the only problem we ever had. Yeah, because it didn't remove the effect. It didn't do that. So, roll a d10 for me real quick so I can see if that absorbs all of it or not. It
I
only
don't think it was
absorbs.
a D10.
It was a d8, wasn't it?
I thought it was a D12.
No, it's definitely not a d12
It's a
because it's got a
D10.
triangle on it.
Oh, did I roll the wrong dice?
You rolled a d8.
Dude.
You rolled a d8 instead of a d10. Yeah, I'm gonna still have to go with the original roll though.
Totally meet in the middle because there's less. The odds are less on the 8.
Higher chance of rolling a 1 on the d8. Yes, I am. I'm aware of that. So it didn't absorb all of it, and 3 points still went through, so you're not able to return. Simultaneously, Hobgoblin 5 is going to turn and fire at TX.
What the hell did I do?
I think you're the only one who's actually hit something so far.
Thanks for pointing that out.
It's Rowan's turn. Level 2, okay, yeah.
Yes. Oh, I actually hit something.
That was it, Hobgoblin 2? Okay, yeah. Yep, your pack tactics and both that and flanking both would work against that particular Hobgoblin. Who cut you around the hindquarters. You just turn real fast in response to that slash. As you just take a big bite out of his arm. And then you shake it and you rip the arm off. and drop it on the ground. And that hobgoblin falls dead, screaming as he goes down. His blood just shooting out of the shoulder socket where his arm was.
I spin around and snarl at the other one. And then
Who's
that's all I
looking
can do.
very, very gaunt. You know, you see he's definitely like shocked at what just transpired.
If you can move my turn.
Yep.
Thank you.
Second hobgoblin's gonna run, sprinting around the side of the direwolf, trying to slash Rowan as he runs by, as he slides into position right in front of Morn to ready himself. His sprinting threw his balance off so far that his wild strike just misses him completely. Which means TX's turn.
I'm going to. Let's drop the crossbow and go for the dagger.
Okay. Hobgoblin 3, this is the one that you have hexed.
Yep.
I don't see it on your effect list anymore.
Okay.
It
I
looks
wonder if
like it
had the chart.
consumed it when you did yours.
Let's check the spend. Oh, it does say expend. Do not want to say that. Never. Okay. And that was on 3?
It was on 3, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I had an expend on it apparently.
I'm going to read through the patch notes. Apparently there was another patch after the last one I read. I think there's some, so see if there's anything weird
Oh, hey.
there.
That's a before I do this. You did damage to me. I did not roll a concentration.
I didn't know Hex was concentration. I didn't think Hex is concentration.
Hex is concentration. Yep. So let me do that thing.
I hit you for 6, so...
Oh, shit. I don't know what advantage.
Well, even with advantage, you rolled less than 10. So yeah, that would have nullified the Hex then. I didn't think Hex was... Okay, well.
It says concentration up to an hour.
Car.
Okay, see. Okay, you got rid of that.
I removed it. Oh, hey, Car. We found out we are rusty at battle all around. We're real bad.
Ooh.
Oh, that's too bad for him.
Someone's better at it than someone else. Yeah, it's really funny because of the number of hit points he has left, but it's cool. Apply your sneak. Didn't apply your sneak.
Oops.
You
Oh,
didn't have to. I mean, technically, it is a choice that you get to make, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so you spin around behind Hobgoblin 3 and you just take your dagger and shove it in under the armpit, finding a weak point in its chainmail, digging in deep, and you can hear him howl with pain as he falls, bleeding out.
Okay.
So technically, it's probably best you didn't use your sneak attack, because you can move and use your bonus action still.
Yeah, so I guess I could huck one of my daggers, or huck my other dagger.
Did you have any more movement? You could also move too, I think. Still.
I have like one. I have 1 square movement.
He's got short little legs.
Oh yeah, you can only move 25 feet. That's right. That's right. Yes, that is correct though. You could turn and throw a dagger. But you would be sans dagger. But yes.
Well, I do have 2 daggers, but yeah, sans 1 dagger. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah, he's just enough outside of out of the rocks that he doesn't have cover anymore on the against the rage attack, and so that would apply, and you can do your sneak attack. Okay.
Accidental optimization here.
Very accidental. Just almost seemingly out of nowhere, being harried by both Morn and the direwolf, the hobgoblin just was not expecting, and your dagger thrown finds itself true straight into its chest area. As it plunges in, you can hear breath escape. He's still standing there, but you can see that he's kind of clutching his chest with his shield arm a little, and he is definitely quite wounded.
TKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
John Cena.
What?
The captain, with a roar of anger, comes charging forward with his great sword. Makes 2 wild swipes, making it a crisscross pattern. The first one you're able to duck out, but he's able to turn his blade and spin backwards, get just enough momentum in the right direction to then cut right across your flank. This one
Ow.
digs deep, gashing open your side, and you can feel some of you can feel it cut open, and you can feel some of your insides almost giving way as you have to kind of scrunch on your side a little bit, just holding it together as you feel that that alone is the only thing keeping that side together. Swiped cleanly through right around the ribs under the belly, making a little bit of an upward swipe. It's Morn's turn.
Yay. One and attack him.
Thwack! You get a clean hit right across the top of his helmet.
Yay.
You could see as soon as you did, you could feel like a crunch of bone as that solid thump on the helmet dents the helmet in, and you can just see the eyes roll back in his head as he just collapses, dead. And you still have your movement and your bonus action and all kinds of stuff.
Whammy. Quadruple flank. Or tri-flank, whatever. And pop a key. Yep, pop a key point.
Okay. Each of for your flurry of blows, I take it.
Yes.
Okay. Each of these attacks would be held with advantage because of our house rule on the flanking. optional. It's not a house rule. It is an actual real rule that we take that variant. Okay. So you run over there and you kind of uppercut punch him right in the side of the ribs through the right in. This is a half plate. The way it connects, manage to get right in the ribs, right along the back, right where the plates are connected, where there's a blank space, right in between. Whack, whack. A couple of blows, one after the other, and you can see the captain kind of cringe. He doesn't seem to be overly hindered by it, like some of the blows from the others.
Leave my D20s alone.
No one's bad mouthing your 20s. That's just impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys see the other dice that doesn't get rolled too?
Briefly,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah. Okay.
Briefly,
I was gonna say,
yeah. Was that it for your turn, Warren?
yeah, that'd be it.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna move
have a-
over to this side of them. There we go. Yeah, just use more movement.
Okay. Alright, Fane, you're in your tree, and you can see off away that the rest of your party seems to be handling those hobgoblins on the other side fairly well so far, as a few have already fallen. And here you are holding on as this hobgoblin below you is kind of moving the tree a little bit.
Alright, since he's so near to the tree, so he's probably underneath me, I'd like to take my rapier and thrust it downwards at him to hopefully hit him in like the neck, the area between his armor covering.
Okay. Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, you're a good just over 10 feet into the air of the tree, so you might have to come down, like a branch or two as you make your way. But yeah, you could clamber down a spot or two to be able to do that.
Do I just roll my rapier to do that?
That's correct. Yep. On Hobgoblin 6 specifically.
Whoa.
There we go. Since he's literally grappled with the tree, I'm going to go ahead and allow you to qualify that as a sneak attack. It's kind of a little side thing.
So I roll with advantage?
Well, you would need to roll with advantage because of this, but yeah, you can apply your... technically, I would have given you advantage, but since you rolled a 20, it's like you have advantage, so you can apply your sneak attack.
So how I do it?
I think you have to drag that over yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
No, you should just click it.
Put it in the chat instead of applying the effect. Oh, yeah, make sure you open it up, and then the part that says effect hits the little
Just click
magnifying
it.
glass. There it
There
is.
you go.
There it is, yeah.
Whoa.
Numbers.
Instant death.
Yeah, so you are looking
Did I
for
do that right?
That's pretty okay. It's decent. It's decent.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
so you hit that vital point you were looking for. You take a step down as he's bear hugging, trying to move the tree. You're holding on to stabilize yourself. You just take, 2 steps, 2 rungs down on these branches, holding on, and then you just jab it right through the top of his head. He was not particularly wearing any head protection, and yeah, it just goes right through the top of his head. and you can hear it stick in like a really weird sounding squishy feeling, and then as you just yank it out, he's just standing there, and then instead of just collapsing, he just kind of tilts over, and timber, a big tree falling down, boom, lands on the ground, dead.
Alright, and I still have my bonus action?
Correct.
Alright, I guess I'll use it to hide from the other two that are facing the other direction anyway.
Okay. Yep. So you kind of
5 and
maneuver yourself into the tree, kind of move yourself around to kind of obscure your vision away from those two hobgoblins. Roll your stealth roll. Okay. You don't feel quite too confident with all the wrestling you're doing that you're very well hidden. But in the heat of battle, it's still possible.
alright. I am a skulker, if that matters. For hiding from them.
Oh yeah, you know that. Yeah, to allow yourself to hide. Yeah, it normally would be difficult to do so, even in your current kind of position like that. The skulker is what let me allow you to do that, actually, to try to hide. So Hobgoblin 4 and 5 come dashing over, firing at the direwolf, both missing wildly. And it's the direwolf's turn. Remember, you are hurt and bleeding, very in quite a bit of pain, mostly thanks to the captain in front of you.
Yeah, there's a combat wild shape heal coming in here. 2nd level.
Okay. So as the magic surges through your body, you feel some of those wounds lighten. So this time you take a big bite out of him, and you try to drag him down. You grab a hold of his leg, and you bite down, that clamping, the teeth pierce into his calf. As you then start to drag him down, he's able to shake you off and stay upright as you try to knock him prone.
Okay. That's it for me.
That makes it TX's turn.
Okay. Question.
Okay.
If I want to get another hex going, would that give him an opportunity attack?
No, casting a spell does not do an opportunity attack. Not in this one. Not unless they have Mage Slayer feat, and you wouldn't know that.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Only thing it does is with a ranged spell attack, you would have disadvantage because they're in melee. That's it. That's literally the only
Okay.
thing.
All right. do that with my bonus action and attack.
Okay.
Being here, does that count as a flanky or no flanky?
It wouldn't
kinda
if
hard
she
to-
was a medium-sized creature. We only do perfectly diametrically opposed for this ruling. I think that would be okay because she's a large creature. It's probably still technically not right because she'd be a longer large creature instead of a wider, like instead of square, really that much larger. But I think I'll allow it just because of there is no difference in long versus large, like there is in older editions. Yeah, so you could do that. I think that would still count for us. There has to be some advantages for her being big to counteract the fact that she has so many disadvantages for her being big, especially with maneuvering around and stuff. Now let's see if it works and does both. It did. Good.
Sweet. Okay.
Bonus action, and a little bit of your movement.
Bonus action was the spell.
Yeah, bonus. Yep, that's right. So you've used a little bit of movement. Okay, you're just gonna stay there. Okay. Right. He's gonna roar with anger. Now he really has a big choice about who he's gonna go after.
Oh, fuck. So long, cruel world.
Luckily, he doesn't have an ally near you to apply his martial advantage.
I'm pretty sure this is still gonna hurt.
It'll hurt a little bit. Oh, what? 1, 2, 2, 3.
Luckiest halfling ever.
I know, right? Not only having the luck, just having the luck. He's gonna swipe again at you with the crisscross pattern. The first slash comes down across, cutting you pretty sternly right across that chest, leaving a pretty deep gash along your clothes and armor, right across one leg of the X. As he then swings backhanded, now swiping down to complete the double attack maneuver.
Oh, thank God.
This time he's thrown so far off balance from his wild slash powering that when he turns to arc around back the other way, he's a little off balance and you're able to just duck out of the way a little bit. Leaving it to be Morn's turn.
Yay. Damn, Captain won't die.
He seems to be in pretty critical condition. He's hobbling along, bleeding out of his leg. Definitely taken dagger shot straight to the chest.
Alright, well, if we get another 18.
Oh, yeah,
It's
you have
enough.
advantage though, so it's enough.
Yeah. Yay!
Funk! You managed to clock him across the top of the head. You can hear his neck snap as he then crumbles onto the ground, dead. As he falls down, you hear the other two hobgoblins cry out. And they start looking around, now unsure of what to do. What are you going to do with the rest of your turn?
And key point. Attack Goblin 4.
Yep, and you have plenty of movement to move there as a super swift monk.
Yeah, missed.
Wait a second. Those have the longbows
What?
out, so you didn't. Those have an extra 2. Like they have 2 less armor class because they don't have their shields on. Let me see. Let me see if that hits still. Double check. Nope, it still didn't hit.
217s don't hit. Damn! Bastards. Jeez. I'm gonna weep. And end turn. Fang, get out of the tree and do something!
I think I'll stay in my tree, thank you.
She's hidden up in the tree.
So I get to place my sneak attack back on myself, correct?
If you hit, yeah, you have advantage on your attack against either one of those. Neither one of
So
them.
I have advantage to use
the
my
range-
with my short bow with the hobgoblin 5.
Correct. Now
What's the range on the short bow?
Yeah, that was the next thing. You have your rapier out because you just killed the other dude, and then I'm pretty sure short bow is still well within the
60 feet, right?
It's 80 feet.
80.
Short bow's 8320. Oh yeah, shit, no problem.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna drop your rapier on the ground and bonus action longbow? Or
Right,
short bow?
And just regular action to attack with the bow. And yeah, but what are you doing with your rapier though?
I thought it was stuck inside that guy.
Oh no, you pulled it out. Like I mean, you stabbed it at the top of his head and then pulled it out, and he just fell over like.
Oh, I didn't realize I pulled it out. I thought it was stuck inside his cranium.
No. Yeah, you managed to get it out. So I mean, you can drop it if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can just kind of drop it point down so that it sticks in the ground. At the bottom, at the base of the tree.
Sorry, I didn't expect to pull it out. I thought it was stuck in him.
Yeah. Yeah, and so you do hit. And since you had advantage, you get to apply your sneak attack for sure. So this time you fire, and there's no leaves to obstruct the path of the arrow, which flies directly into the spine of the hobgoblin. You can see it kind of wrench its back and howl. It then kind of continues as it's wrenching backward, fall over, lying motionless on the ground, and the arrow sticking directly in its spine.
Seymour, I'm gonna stay in my tree.
That's fine. I kept that guy in range for you. I held him there.
Teamwork.
Don't even go.
Any?
I don't think.
Are you gonna do
I don't
anything
think
else
there's
with your
anything
turn?
else. I can
You could
No,
come down
I-
out of the tree, or you could you technically still have your bonus action. If you wanted to retry to do something else like hide or.
Yeah, I might as well hide so I can have stealth on the next one.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of clamber back around, back behind the tree there to get behind the dense foliage, and go ahead and roll another stealth roll. And in the heat of battle, you're really not only obscured due to the brush, but also just the physical branches are in between you and him, and you kind of melt into back into the branches as he is now being harried by Morn. He just tosses the longbow, doesn't even drop it. He just tosses it off to the side, pulls out the longsword and shield, and gives a final rallying cry as he tries to attack.
Why'd I have to break the streak of the big rolls?
Why does it partially? Oh yeah, right from your hit points.
His touch of death or whatever, yeah. And so then he draws out his, grabs the shield off of his side, and then goes to draw his long sword, and with that he uppercut swings and cuts right across your midsection, and you can feel as your key is giving you a barrier of force and trying to protect your body. You can feel that it crushes through that barrier, dissipating it as it then digs deep into your side, kind of taking you a little by surprise. As you really felt that you had a pretty strong foundation for that the touch of death key force to hold things at bay, and it just cut right through it, dug rest into your belly. It just barely scrapes in with whatever's left over. As it sits there and it snarls at you. It's the direwolf's turn.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can shake off a little of this pain. Okay. And then I'm gonna snarl and snap as I charge over to the last hobgoblin.
Okay.
And
I
then
feel like we're playing Tetris.
Lorne's right beside him, so I get my pack tactics.
Correct. Yeah, you don't have to be opposed in order for you to get your advantage.
Damn.
You go to bite at him, and he just raises the shield and kind of deflects your muzzle away. Clang! Feel it jostles you just a little bit.
And that's all I can do.
Alright.
Alright, I'm gonna take a bit of a saunter, and then kind of like a javelin thrower, I'm gonna take a couple little big steps at the end and heave my last dagger at this dude.
Okay, and what's the range on the dagger? Is it 20?
That seems good to know. 20, yep. Maybe I have to get one closer.
Yep, you'd have to
I can get one closer.
You can, yeah, you'd have to. Yeah, in order not to get disadvantage. Yep.
Okay, then let's do that. Okay. Oh, before I do that, I'm bonus actioning my hex over to this dude.
Yes, you can do that. And so you're crow hopping a dagger, essentially.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, let her fly.
Womp womp.
Focus more on strength and power and less on accuracy. And it managed to whiz right by him without actually landing.
Sure did, right past me. That
Okay.
necrotic right there.
That's about all I can.
And so that leaves it to be Morn's turn. Gonna spin around the hobgoblin.
Damn it.
What are you doing? You're a crazy
We're on
person.
the wrong thing.
You hurt yourself.
Damn it!
Why'd you stab yourself with a spear?
That's really difficult to do. It's a long object. Let's get props.
I fixed it. Yeah, after stabbing yourself in the eye, your aim's pretty bad. As you go to stab at the hobgoblin, you just miss wildly.
I rolled 2 6s.
You'll poke your eye out. You'll shoot your eye out.
Beef, extra beard.
X for Baron.
Alright, and I use another key point.
Okay.
I think I'm
How many do you have left?
2,
As you use
One after this one, I
you
think.
have 4 total. You have 1 per
Yeah.
little, right? Yeah. This will be your last one then. One's
Yep.
for dodge, 2 for flurry. This will be your 3rd flurry. Okay.
Yep. Yay!
So this time, you unarmed strike. You come with a raging uppercut, punch it across the side with 1 attack, and then as you come for the cross, and just kind of ducks back out of the way.
Wah.
And it's Fane's
Don't
turn.
shoot me in the back, Fane.
I think you've already taken care of hurting yourself. I'm trying my best.
Never happened.
So I have advantage on this roll.
Oh yes, very much so.
Yeah. He's in melee. Woo.
No, not that. She's got advantage because she is super hidden in the tree.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
1 with
And
the
now
tree.
I get to do my effects with
Correct.
sneak attack.
That is correct. Both because of the advantage and because of the your allies are in melee with it. So definitely there. Yeah. So this one again manages to find true through the smallest of holes in the brush and branches, not being knocked aside. Arcs over, sticking right through its neck. Blood spurts out right at all over Rowan's direwolf form as it gurgles and falls over dead, just spewing blood as it's convulsing and lies on the ground dying.
Alright, so that was my action.
Mm-hmm. It was indeed.
For my movement, I want to do some acrobatics out of the tree because I'm pretty excited I hit 3 people, or I killed 3 people.
Okay, yeah. Maybe even landing with your hand on the hilt of your rapier after doing a little tumble out of the tree, landing, grasping the rapier perfectly as you fall, land exactly where you mean to. And normally a fall of that height would potentially hurt someone, but you're able to just land and tumble it just the right way, so you take no damage. Kind of landing with a flourish.
And I take a little bow.
Okay, I'm gonna take a quick sniff, see if I can detect any other threats, and see if I can tell anything about this caravan.
From the most direct of observation that you've been kind of running around, it looks to be just a regular trade caravan with crates of stuff, some things bundled up, a tarp. It's almost indistinguishable for some of the caravans that you're currently hauling. As that last hobgoblin falls, you can hear cheers come out from underneath the wagon as then they start moving the crates. And right there is where we will stop for today and pick up with our interactions thereafter. So we'll stop right there for today.
That's good.
We were a little rusty getting back into it, but
All the way to the end.
we made it. Made it through. It's been a while since we've had real combat, I guess. We didn't really have much movement. We had a couple of little theater of their mind stuff with the bandits and stuff like that, but it's been a whole lot of traveling without a lot going on. Other than, using all aspects of our charisma, personalities to make it to where we got to today. So, good job, everybody. I'm gonna end it right there.
So none of us have the ability to wear plate mail, and that guy's got plate mail.
Half
Whoa!
Half plate.
half
Half
plate.
plate. Half plate. Okay.
Generally, you don't wear someone else's half plate mail or even half plate. It's kind of molded to a body. Generally.
He's human sized.